right there, Latin 3. Here we go. We're talking about chapter 60, big B. This is from Cicero to Atticus. So he's asking his friend for advice. Cicero is being courted by both Caesar and Pompey. That's his problem. He frankly doesn't like Pompey at all, but he respects the Republic because he's entrenched in the power system. He actually has a bit of personal respect for Caesar, but sees him as a very dangerous person. In the TV show Rome, the guy who played Cicero did a masterful job. And at one point he says something to the effect of, just because you have the wolf by its ears doesn't mean that it's your pet. So, here we go. Big B. Cicero sends greetings to Atticus. I notice that there's not 1 foot of Italy that is not in that man's control. Again, notice he's using that man. And I'm emphasizing it because I really do think when you use ile, or any of its, ile, ilum, elude rather, if you use any of those, then you are othering them. And the only thing that I need to point to for you to understand that is if you ever hear an older white racist say something like those people, and you cringe, that's what's up. Those is the plural of that. If you said this person, then that means they're closer to you. That means that you accept them on some levels. Maybe not all, but some. So Cicero is saying that man, very specifically. Also, we all know who we're talking about, and letters get intercepted. So that is not in that man's control. I know nothing of Pompey, and I think that he'll be captured unless he goes aboard a ship. As for me, what should I do? By what land or sea should I follow him when I don't know where he is? Should I then hand myself over to that man? Suppose that I can surrender safely. Many are advising it. It wouldn't be with honor, would it? So, by no means. I will certainly continue to seek your advice, as I always do. The situation cannot be resolved. So he's obviously conflicted about what to do. He cannot surrender himself to Caesar and retain his honor, which is kind of the only thing that Cicero can trade in. Now we go on to C. Pompey to Cicero. Okay. Notice the difference in the letters here. Okay. So Gnaeus, Pompeius Magnus, the proconsul, that's somebody who used to be a consul who is now a general somewhere, sends greetings to Marcus Cicero, the commander. Cicero had been in command of an army at one point. He was bad at it. He didn't like it. He wanted to be in the Senate. But notice that he's using titles here. I am a proconsul. That's way above a commander. It is good if you are well. I read your letter eagerly, for I recognized your previous courage, even regarding, or especially regarding the common welfare. The consuls have reached the army that I had in Apulia. I seriously urge that you should come to me on account of your extraordinary and continuous zeal in support of the Republic, so that, with mutual planning, we might bring about help and aid to our stricken-down state. I think you should travel by way of the Via Appia and arrive quickly in Brundisium, which is basically the heel of Italy. So he's getting ready to go to Greece. So notice he's using titles. Notice he is using his first name and then the Magnus part. He's not using the Pompeius. And he's sending greetings to Cicero. And notice the language that he's using there. Okay, I recognize your commitment to our republic. I know that you're very good at this. Therefore, you should help me. And that's where he's going with it. And then he gives him kind of travel orders. Now, listen to the difference between that and Caesar writing to Cicero. Okay, so Pompey thinks he's got all the cards, thinks that Cicero's going to be on his side because of republic. And by the way, let me just remind you. Here's what Caesar says. Caesar, the commander, sends greetings to Cicero, the commander. Equals. Hey, we're in this together, buddy. Although I'm in a rush and on the march, I've already set the army ahead. Nevertheless, I did not hesitate to write and thank you, although I've done this often, and it seems to me that I'll do so again often. You deserve this thanks from me. First of all, since I trust that I will arrive in the city, being Rome, quickly, I ask to see you there so that I can take advantage of your counsel, your influence, your good reputation, and all your resources. You'll pardon the haste and brevity of my letter. So on the surface, very, very friendly. I say that this letter is a masterclass in menace, because what he's saying is, I'm hurrying to Rome. I want to see you there. It sure would be a shame if you weren't there and I was there. Maybe your family could entertain me. Nice city you've got here. Be a shame if something were to happen to it. Kisses. Like, that's what's going on with Caesar. So on the surface, Caesar is very much appealing to friendship. He's very much flattering the man and all these things. And I hope to take advantage of all these great blandishments that you have. But just below that surface is, you had better be there when I get there, so that we can work together, silly. Like, it's that kind of, menace. So that's B, C, and D. I really like the brevity of these letters, especially for Cicero, and also just the contrast between them. So I hope you found that as well. If not, rewatch the video and then go back and find it. Do all of the what do you call those? Reading comprehension questions. And then I told you in a previous video to do 60E, little e. I actually think that you should put 60 little e after you do 60B-D. Because it's Cicero doing one last little thing. And so, in spirit of that, I'm going to read to you the translation of 60 little e. This is from Caesar to Cicero, more menace. I ask you not to do this, that would be joining Pompey, by right of our friendship. After all, what is more appropriate for a distinguished and peaceful man and a good citizen than to refrain from civil conflict? So in other words, like, if you're going to be on my side, cool, that's awesome. If not, man, I sure hope you don't do this. After all, the best thing for you to do would be to sit home and shut up. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting given the current state of affairs. This is 2020 that I recorded this, but quite honestly, for the last 10 years that I've been teaching this, it's also been appropriate. What's old is new. All right, I'm going to hit the button.